But I have friends that have experienced that, and it was tragic. In fact, I know one who had to repeat a particular course because of that.
I'm not going to an activity.
Would you call the cops or would you tell yourself?
Hello beautiful people, how are you all doing? It is a rainy day, but guess what? The rain has got nothing on us. My name is Rachel Isaac. I am your girl, Ray, and it's time for Vox Pop live on Pulse TV. Okay, so today we're talking about something that has been trending for a couple of hours now. The story video that has been trending about is a particular lecturer in Unilag who has been accused severally by a lot of young ladies of sexual molestation, sexual harassment. So there's this video showing his face of him saying plenty things about, can I kiss you, can I do this, can I do that? So that's what we're talking about today. Do you know anyone who has been sexually harassed or sexually molested by their lecturer, asking for sex in exchange for good grades? And what do you think should be the punishment for lecturers who ask for sex in exchange for good grades? Yeah.
Lecturers are supposed to be custodian of morality. Even if a female student walks to you to seduce you, you should be able to tell her out of the office. Not to talk of you stooping so low to sleep with your student.
How did you feel when you saw the video?
Oh yeah, I caught a glimpse of it, and it was worrisome, very troubling, and I know I've had that experience when I was in school because I had a female classmate who had the same experience, you know, for the sake of marks and all the rest. And she couldn't actually graduate with my own set because of that delay. And it took her time. Even though when we graduated, she was still there for a long time before she actually was able to thrive in the end.
Well, I felt really disgusted, and honestly, it's very ludicrous as way these lecturers are always making girls pay for grades through sex. And I believe that any lecturers who conspire a lady to do this kind of things is just shallow. Like, honestly, you're a married lecturer, you have a wife. I don't know.
A pastor.
You're a pastor too. Why would you want to make girls pay for grades through sex? Like, honestly, you're already there. You're recognized. You're even in an NGO, for God's sake, and you're still asking women for sex. Like, why?
About a year or 2 years ago, we have some issue like that in Obafemi Awolowo University. That some lecturer was sacked. Through their investigation, they discovered at the end of the day, what's it called? That's the issue on ground about sex was confirmed, and after the investigation, they discovered that such thing happened because the lady got to report the lecturers to the authority. So after their investigation, they discovered that everything is true. So they have to sack the lecturer and still prosecute the lecturer.
When I saw it, I was like, wow, this is a good thing to do, because left for the BBC now, if they don't do it now, I wonder what would have happened. And so many girls have fallen victim of all this. In fact, I had a colleague of mine telling me so many things that she experienced back then in school. So it's a very, very terrible thing, yes.
For me, it's a wrong act by the lecturer. I think students passing your course should be based on merit and not having to want them sleep with, be on your bed before you get to pass them. So, well, it's a wrong act which I'll frown out, you know, and I think it should be what the government should look into, you know, that every person in school should be safe, every girl in school, being out there.
Every guy too.
Every guy also, yeah, you know, should not be stigmatized or should not be having such issues with lecturer before, you know, they get to pass their studies.
Have you had any experience with any male lecturer who wanted you to offer sex for good grades?
No, but I've had my friends have such experiences.
Okay, so can you tell us about one of your friends' experience?
I rather not. But I have friends that have experienced that, and it was tragic. In fact, I know one who had to repeat a particular course because of that, because the lecturer kept on pestering her for sex.
All right.
Most of them are not caught. That's just it. Most of them are not caught. Most of them are not brought to book, except when it goes viral. maybe they are set up, there's a video that goes viral and then they are caught in the act. Apart from that, nothing is done.
Right. So do you know any lady who has been asked to offer sex for grades, good grades?
Yeah, definitely. Back when I was in school, there are some girls who actually do anything to get grades, and some of them were actually victims to the lecturers. Though I can't say the specific girls, but I do know some girls. And back in the day, I tried my best to actually, tell them, look, just study hard, just work hard and pray to God that you actually don't need a lecturer to actually give you good grades.
I know that this is not only about the ladies, that some guys to get sexually harassed and molested by these lecturers. So did you at any point have any lecturer who came at you and liked you maybe for something and wanted you to offer something for grades?
Well, I won't say I'm like a victim, but it happened. It happened back then when I was in my secondary school. Though it was just like it was during my basketball court, and it was like, "Hey, young boy, come here. Like, how are you? How you doing? Like, let's chill." I'm like, "What? No, man. I ain't for that."
Okay, but you as a guy, did you ever have any female lecturer who was on your case and wanted sex for good grades?
I would not deny that. Yes, I had one.
So how did that play out?
I think I was able to work it out via my belief system because I had to like stand my feet on the ground that this is not me. It won't work. But after much persuasions and all the rest, she saw that I wasn't giving in, and I wasn't even budging at all. So she just gave up.
Did your friend go to report him to the authorities? She did not. Why do you think she did not do this? For fear of stigmatization or what?
Yes, and a lot of people don't believe such stories. Okay, when there's a rape, for example, they will tell you to bring witnesses, and there's no witnesses when there's a rape issue. Who sees it? That's the problem. So, what evidence will she present when she's asked for evidence?
Do you know any lady who has been sexually harassed by maybe a male lecturer?
Okay, yeah, I have. Yeah.
How did that play out? How did that turn out?
What?
She reports him to the authorities.
Then, yeah, she called, I think her fiance was in high authority, and I think they called that one, and he came with some police officers to get the lecturer arrested.
What punishment do you think these guys deserve, the lecturers deserve for asking for sex?
If there was a license for lecturing, then their license should be withdrawn.
I think such lecturers should first be suspended, pending when investigation is done, and if it is found guilty, he should go to jail and lose his job.
Honestly, if any lecturer who does such a thing should just be prisoned for the rest of his life. It's very inappropriate.
First, I think the license might be withdrawn for lecturing for now. I think education is about passing on values to the next generation. And as a lecturer, if you can do that, it means you have no values to offer. It's not just educational in terms of academical. It goes beyond books. There are values, there are systems you're passing across to the next generation. And if you cannot offer the rest, no matter how intelligent you seem, I think they should be, for now, license should be withdrawn and some other penalties should be set across as well, yes.
Every institution should have a system, a disciplinary faction in the school that should curtail that. So if anyone is found wanting, then immediately that person or that lecturer should be disciplined. Yeah, I think that should be
I
done.
want to know the discipline. Yeah, I want to know what exactly would be good enough.
Well, it could be fine. It could be
Fine.
Yeah, it could be stripping them off whatever it is they've attained over the period of time, and that to me is a very strong or stringent measure to take in that regard.
Apart from sacking them, at least they should go for at least 2 years imprisonment. At least.
They should not lecture in Nigeria at all. That's just it.
End of the career.
End of the career, they are not fit to lecture people. They can't teach. When you cannot set a good example, why teach?
Imagine he stops lecturing and goes into another profession and starts something else. You don't think that would continue?
And I think that's the problem with Nigeria. We don't have a record for everybody. In developed countries, there's a record. That record follows you in every employment you have of crimes committed. So if there was a record like that follows you throughout your life, then the person will not have employment that will put females in a position whereby is able they are vulnerable. Maybe you should all just work in a farm with with animals, farm animals. Hey, you can always sleep with the animals.
So what do you think should be done in Nigerian universities, maybe not only universities, schools, Nigerian schools, to ensure that ladies can actually walk into any office to report things like this?
Okay, first of all, the system, the Nigerian school we need to get good people that whenever you come to them and open up to them, they can be able to accept your story. You know, most of the times, most of all the people that have rape stories, the issue they have with them is that with them saying, opening up, is who will believe me. So the issue now is that if the school authority can make an avenue where a student that is being harassed can just come up and say, okay, this lecturer is harassing me, please, you should do something about it.
Something is done.
Yes. But I got to find out that even when a lady comes out and says such a thing, they know themselves. They'll try and cover it up. Yes, they know themselves, they try and cover it up, but it's not supposed to be that way.
It's been an interesting episode. Trust me, we cannot exhaust this topic today. We'll put this up on social media. Do not forget to go in the comment section and let us know what you think. My name is Rachel. I'm Isaac, your girl Ray Ray, and I am signing out. Bye, guys.